Hey guys, welcome back to another part of What If Rick Never Woke Up from His Coma? So let's get into it. So we start off with Shane thanking Herschel for saving Carl's life, as Shane views Carl as like his son now, basically. Now the group would meet the Green Farm family members like Jimmy, Beth, Maggie, and also Otis, and also Patricia. So the group would get to know them all, and basically it would be like the same situation, but the group are more on edge because there's more people alive. And those people, some of them aren't so friendly and stuff. Like, I feel if Ed and Merle were there, because like they are in this universe, they would cause some trouble, I'd say. And with Merle's influence still on Daryl, all three of them, they'd probably be the ones that had gone like crazy by finding out there's walkers in the barn instead of Shane, because Shane still has a good head on him. Anyways, Merle and Daryl feeling like outcasts and finding out about the walkers in the barn. We're not gonna go over like the whole journey of people looking for Eliza, because I already went over in the first episode, and this is gonna be like really long if we go over every single person looking for Eliza. But Merle and Daryl, they'd find out about the walkers in the barn because they've been looking everywhere for Eliza and they can't find her. And eventually they'd see the walkers and find out about the walkers in the barn. And Glenn would also know because and so would Dale, but this time, instead of Glenn revealing the walkers in the barn to the group, it would be Merle and Daryl. And this sort of shocks Glenn, and in a way, he's thinking of revealing he also knew, but he rather just doesn't, because it's already the thing's already out to the group. And now, Shane would actually start telling the group that even though this is somebody else's land and property, we have to keep it safe and safe for us until we find Eliza. And that barn over there is not exactly safe. And even if Eliza's still out there, we have to keep looking for her. But that barn may prevent us from looking for her. And you never know. You guys want to keep on sleeping with one eye open again? He'd give some sort of speech like that. And then they'd all rush down to the barn. And the group run down to the barn, and the walkers inside hear the noises coming from outside, and the group bust open the barn door, and Shane recruits basically everybody that's loyal to him in the group somewhat, and they'd all start firing at the walkers in the barn. Dale, Merle, Lori, and also T-Dog would also be there, and so would Glenn, and and so would Daryl, and they'd all be shooting down the walkers. Morales would also be firing, and Green Farm family members would all start coming. Otis, Jimmy, and Beth, and Maggie would also be there, and so would Patricia, and they'd all be screaming at them to stop. And when Herschel arrives, he'd have the same breakdown he did in the original show, and it's overall just chaos. And the group kill all the walkers, and then one walker walks out of the barn. Morales, seeing who it is, he covers his family's eyes, which being Miranda and Louie. And the last walker from the barn is, unfortunately, Eliza. And eventually, Shane would raise his gun and shoot Eliza's walker in the head, ending her right then and there. And Eliza's lifeless walker body would lie there, and Morales would just stand there holding his family back, crying. Herschel would be broken after this and just head off to the bar and start drinking again like he did in the original. And in this universe, people heading to the barn to bring back Herschel would be Otis alongside Shane, and joining them will be Glenn. So these three head off and try to find Herschel after Maggie or some other person from Herschel's family told them about the bar, that Herschel has a drinking problem, and they'd all go there to bring Herschel back. And when the four of them, which being Herschel, Glenn, Shane and Otis are all in the bar. They're just trying to convince Herschel to come back. Two guys by the name of Dave and Tony come in. And the whole thing with them would go the same, but instead it's Shane killing Dave and Tony in this universe, not Rick, because Rick's still in the coma. And when the shootout between Randall's group and Shane's group in this universe would begin, when Randall gets stuck in the fence and his leg stabbed and there's like walkers coming behind him, this is what would happen. Shane, knowing this guy can harm his group, would just ultimately end up shooting Randall in the skull, killing him right there and then. And a few days pass, they're at camp afterwards, and it's nighttime. And Dale goes up to Shane, and he's like, there's something outside. You have to see this. And he's like, there's a horde of walkers outside. And group members like Merle, they just play it off. Like, they just say, like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, they'd probably just, like, he'd probably just be like, oh my god, this sounds like random. Like, he's saying you're just, like, paranoid and stuff like that. But this would worry Ed, even though he was mocking Dale about it also. But right after, they'd hear screams coming from Patricia as she's devoured by walkers and eaten. And Otis would try to go in and save her, but Morales pulls him back saying, we can't save her, man. She's already gone. It's too late and stuff like that. But then Morales sees Miranda and Louie both killed and on the ground being devoured by walkers. And Morales goes running, trying to save them, but this would just cause him to get eaten and killed. And seeing Morales get bitten, Daryl would just pull out his crossbow and mercy kill him. And Morales' dead body would fall to the ground. And Otis, he'd just be distraught after losing his wife. He'd just freeze there and he'd get grabbed by walkers. Shane would see an opportunity to save Otis, but instead, Otis just gets bit. And Shane just takes that opportunity to run as he wanted to save himself instead. And basically the entire group would get off the farm and Shane would get out in Otis's car, which makes it a bit more like evil, sort of, in a way. Because he left the man to die when he could have saved him and he stole his car. The survivors of the night would be Glenn, Shane, Daryl and Merle, Beth and Jimmy, Maggie, Ed, Herschel, Sophia, Lori, Dale, T-Dog, Carl, and Carol. Overall, there is more survivors, but like I said in part 1 of this, it just, like, the group's moral spirit would be just, like, sort of cooked in a way. Because it's like, look at these characters. Like, so far, like, not even morally, like, just, none of the characters have actually got their character development yet. But anyways, guys, that'll be it for today, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed, and bye-bye!